Okay, so the second part of the inequality notes today is how to solve for inequalities or note the solutions for inequalities. So as a reminder, on the left side we have x plus 5 equals 7, and then on the right side we have x plus 5 is greater than 7. So there is a difference between the two, which we know. One is an equation because it has an equal sign, and one is an inequality because it has an inequality sign. So when you're asked what possible solutions are, it's really what could x be? And in the case of the equation, x can only be one thing. We know that if we solved it, x can only be what? X can only be 2. So there's one solution. Whereas if we solved x plus 5 is greater than 7, which we're going to do in a second, there are many, many solutions. Anything plus 5 can be greater than 7. Would be all of your solutions. Any number greater than 2. Okay, so for number 1, solution of an inequality is the set of all values of x that make the inequality true. So first we're going to graph x is greater than or equal to -1. Close circle pointing to the right. And we're going to ask ourselves, is 4 a solution? Does this line cross 4? Well, it does, so 4 would be a solution. Now, on the other hand, -4, does the line go through -4? No, it does not, so -4 would not be a solution. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Graph x is less than 3. So open circle at 3, and we're going less than. So all the things that are less than 3 to the left. They ask in A, is 5 a solution? Does that line cross 5? No. Does the line cross -2? Well, yeah, it does. So those are your solutions for the first two problems. Okay, taking a look at number 2 through 5, we do not have a graph any longer. So we just have x is less than or equal to -2. So if I translate that, x is less than or equal to -2. So you could think about it, is -1 less than -2, or you could even draw a little number line if it's easier. So you have 0, -1, -2. So x is less than or equal to -2. Going this way, it doesn't cross the pathway of -1. So no, that would not be a solution. But is -2 a solution? Well, it's a shaded in circle, so we know the solution is including -2. So it is including -2, yes, it is a solution. For number 3, x is, remember this is greater than sign, 7. So it asks, is -4 a solution? Another way you could do this, rather than drawing, is you could pop in -4 for 7. So, or -4 for x, excuse me. So -4, inequality sign greater than 7. Does that make a true statement? Could -4 be a solution? No, -4 is not bigger than 7, so this would not be true. Same thing, is 8 greater than 7? Yes, that's a true statement. What I would like you to do is do number 4 and 5 on your own. Raise your hand when you've got them. It shouldn't take you long, and then we'll move on to number 6. So go ahead and pause the video. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is actually solving the inequalities. Lucky for you, it is the same process as solving one-step equations. We're still using the inverse operation, but there's just an inequality sign instead of a equal sign. So let's take a look at the first one. X plus 8 is greater than -18. In order to solve this equation, again, it's adding, so we're going to do the opposite, which would be to subtract. We'll subtract 8 from both sides. 8 minus 8 cancels out. We're left with x is greater than, I'm just going to bring down the sign, and then we have -18 minus 8. We've got -26. Same process as one-step equations. Looking at the next one, x minus 4 is less than -8. In order to get x by itself, we need to add 4 to both sides. Negative 4 plus 4 cancels out. We're left with x is less than, go ahead and calculate negative 8 plus 4. Should get negative 4. Okay. And the last two, we got 2n is greater than 2. 2 and n, remember, when they are right next to each other, a variable and a coefficient are multiplying. The opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 cancels out. I have n. Straight down, bring that inequality sign down. 2 divided by 2 would give me 1. And the last one, n divided by 4 is less than negative 3. We're going to multiply both sides by 4. Cancels out. I have n is less than negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Okay, nice job. So as you can see, it's very similar to what we did in the last unit. Now, there is an exception, of course. When you are multiplying or dividing both sides by a negative number, you have to flip the inequality symbol. Very important. And again, this only happens when you're multiplying and dividing both sides by an inequality. Or by a negative number, excuse me. Okay, so let's look at the difference between the two. On the left, we have negative 2x is greater than 4. Negative 2 and x are multiplying, so we're going to divide both sides by negative 2. Okay, you see that there is a negative on both sides of the equation of the inequality. We have a negative and a negative. So that means we're going to have to flip the inequality symbol to the other. Right now it's greater than. We have to flip it to a less than sign because we're dividing both sides by a negative. So I'm left with x and negative 2 like normal. I'm dividing, canceling out, and dividing 4 divided by negative 2. But that inequality symbol is going to become a less than sign. We have to flip it because of the rule, divide both sides by a negative, flip the sign. Verse, on the other side, you have 2x is greater than negative 4. Okay, so we're going to divide both sides still by the coefficient. Okay, but notice that the 2's are both positive. So 2 divided by 2 is still x. Negative 4 divided by 2 is still negative 2. But there's no reason to flip the sign because we aren't dividing both sides by a negative. There is a negative on one side, but we're not dividing or multiplying both sides by a negative. So I'm left with x is greater than negative 2, and there's no flip. You might also see it as like x over negative 2 is greater than 4. And we'd have to multiply both sides by negative 2. So in that case, yes, you would have to flip the sign again. The x is less than negative 8. Okay? So what I would like you to do is try number 8 on your own, just solving inequalities. And then 9 through 14, you're actually going to solve and graph. Good luck. Nice job.